Okay, good evening everybody. How's everyone doing? Good to see everyone. So I am hoping that this time we have a nice smooth stream. I've changed some settings on my own streaming software. I have installed my new hardware. I have that Wi-Fi signal booster installed. So all that put together, we should hopefully have a nice smooth stream tonight. If anything starts going awry, please feel free to let me know in the chat. I also messed with my my microphone settings, so if any point I'm kind of cutting out or anything like that, also let me know that. I turned the gain down a little bit, so I'm not so you don't get so much sipping noises and stuff, all that kind of thing, and hopefully avoid clicks, because I just realized today when I was experimenting that my clicks are terrifyingly loud. I wish someone had, told me that. Oh yeah, so Kylie says, this is giving me some Night at the Museum, Phantom of the Opera vibes, and I'm here for it. Yeah, this is, if I'm not mistaken, what is this? This is the Bank of San Denis, which we are not really going to explore very much just yet. We are going to explore this in a little while, probably in a few weeks, because it is a major important plot point that occurs here, and you can guess approximately what is set to happen. But like I said, we will get to that eventually, but eventually is not quite now. Without too much further ado, let's get into it, and let's actually do some actual questing in San Denis this time. Actual real story stuff, maybe. Just maybe. There we go. Okay. The coffee is very hot, but it's good. All right. Anyway, so how is everybody? Hope everyone's doing all right. Worth noting, I have good news and bad news relating to these streams. The bad news first is not that bad. It's just very incredibly annoying to me. As of last night after the stream, I heard that EA and their relevant launcher and everything is having a massive sale. And just out of curiosity, I checked the price for the DLC package. Okay, lost you there for a second. I think we're back, right? Okay, I believe we're back. Sorry about that. That was weird. I don't know what happened, but I did see it happen. It was not just buffering for you. That was a weird disconnection that I had happen. Don't know why. I'm not overtaxing anything or anything like that. But yeah, so sorry about that. I will keep an eye out and make sure that doesn't happen again. Thankfully it didn't last long. The problem did not last long. This appears to be much better though, from my what I'm seeing at least on my screen replay. Anyway, so the price was, I believe, like $6.99, which desperately annoys me. So it was on sale for, I think, like I said, $6.99 or so. Have an apple or something, hello, whatever sir. I happen to pull out. Hi, ma'am. Alright. But it was substantially less than what I paid for it, which was about $30. So I paid basically full price for the DLC package at some point, thanks to you guys. Again, thank you again so very, very much. So that was the bad news, if I had been just a little bit patient, I think it was $6.99 price, not $699, $6.99. When I paid, I think I paid $30 or $29.99 or whatever. The good news is that I managed to get the same sale for a little bit more. I think it was $9.99 for the DLC for Mass Effect 3. So I have everything that I had been missing for that one. So once we eventually get around to that, to Mass Effect 3, I will have everything. I'll have all of the content for the game, and we will be able to experience the whole thing, thanks to, once again, all of your generous donations. You help pay for that as well. So, got that all set, not a problem. made it all work. Kevin, I managed to fix, I think, just about everything with a combination of a lot of software and a little bit of hardware solutions. I got a Wi-Fi signal booster. I changed some settings on my streaming software, changed some settings on my microphone. So if anything is going wrong or going differently, even in a lateral way, even if it's not something bad, if you notice anything different, feel free to let me know, just so I know what impact these changes are having. Like if my voice is different, or if it cuts in or cuts out at all, or anything like that. Oh. Okay.
Jesus.
Oh, uh-oh. I really ought to catch up to her. Oops. Alright, let's loot the kidnapper.
Damn!
Get me off this thing, you freak! Come on, lift me down!
So I don't know what's going on here, but it doesn't look good. Alright. I'm sorry, ma'am, for the mud.
You want a damn prize or something? Cut me loose!
I wouldn't say no to one, but here we go.
About time, Jesus! Whatever's on that bastard, I'll never know!
Not exactly a happy union, I take it.
Time to move on once and for all. I mean it this time.
Well, I figure we just leave him hogtied in the road, let somebody else take care of that problem. Or, he'll wiggle his way loose eventually.
Goddamn hillbillies. Yeah.
Alright. Let's move on to whatever that thing is, that little skull in the bottom corner, if you guys see that. I don't actually know what that's supposed to be, so let me see if it's on the map. This. Oh, it's that bounty I picked up. That's right, so let's go check that out. Let's go do it. Yeah, for that sort of thing, for yanking people off horses, you just can't beat the lasso. You really can't. By the way, if you say the word tea, Kylie says, backwards it sounds like yeet. Yes, I never had a reason to realize that, but yes, that is of course true. I'm glad we discovered that together. All right, let's see what's up with this guy. I genuinely do not remember if I'm supposed to take this guy in alive or dead. So, oh no, it's this. Okay. This place is a nightmare. Alright. Let's, yeah, let's go with the bow and arrow and our rifle. I want to be kind of quiet at first up here. Either that or pick everybody off one at a time, but yeah, I don't know. Well, thank you. Erica was about to play 7 Days to Die, but it needs to update, and I don't want to hog the bandwidth. I do very much appreciate that. There's always next time. Now, I could just go in crazy here, and with a dynamite arrow. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to sneak just a little bit. That's a Gatling gun. Oh my, that's not good at all. That might be worth dynamiting. It could do. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna see if this works. If it doesn't work, I wasted a dynamite arrow. That's fine. Such things have been known to happen, but... Oh gosh, it's lit. That's terrifying. That should not be lit. Okay, here we go. Perfect shot. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Where's everybody? This is odd. There's a gun in there somewhere, which is good to pick up. Alright, well, you know what? Hell with it. Let's just go. What's the worst that could happen, right?
Lindsay Wofford, I got here a warrant for your arrest, or the other thing if it comes to it. A federal warrant? No, that don't mean much in a sovereign territory, mister. We've been beaten down and driven out enough.
Oh, Julie.
Let's make a stand, boys. We need a man on the cranker. Get him! He's gonna know the raiders. You should have cooperated, asshole!
Shit, which one's the guy? Okay, that's him. Alright, how do I get him without shooting him? I guess I can go up there and lasso him. Presumably. Kind of a pain to do, but let's do it.
They sent it for Wofford. Get him!
Alright, this is fine. That was easy enough. Now, I need to go and kill the rest of these bastards.
You're gonna die in alone!
Oh, darn it. Bastard's got my hat. I think that's it, right? Where's my hat? I think it fell, didn't it? Ah, it's all the way down there. I'm probably not going to get that. Oh well. Ooh, it's cold though, too. That's not good. It's the rain. Yeah, oh good. I am very glad to hear the streaming is turning out pretty smooth. That's very good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I'm almost a little bit surprised, honestly. I didn't know what to expect, whether this would, how much better this would make it, or if this would make it better or worse.
This is very kind of you.
I don't know. Alright, let's, what? Well, no. Oh, there's more. Oh. What's happening? This is ridiculous. Where'd the guy go? There he is.
I'll riddle you with bullets. Man! Is anyone left? God damn. I guess all that remains is
Okay.
to take you and damn you to hell.
Use telekinesis. So, funny about that, I've been playing Destroy All Humans a bit, And a couple of times I have sort of instinctively... Oh, those guys. Interesting. I don't know what they're up to. I've sort of instinctively, particularly last night, because of, playing Mass Effect and having biotics, I was thinking I could, pick something up and throw it at somebody, but you can't do that in Mass Effect 2. You can kind of do it in Andromeda. It's a very fun gameplay style that I'm a little bit disappointed that it took them that long to implement it in Mass Effect, which is kind of defined by biotic powers. One would think you could do that, but I guess not. It's alright. Alright, so let's take him downstairs. Let's get whatever that gun is. I don't know what that is, but I want it.
Oh, lackey!
Now, you wait here. Alright.
You take care now.
Alright, so whatever this is, it is... It's important that I do this. Very important. Whatever it is down below here. Let's go to my shotgun, just in case. What is that? Ooh, knife. What was that? There we go. Rum? Come on. There we go. All right. Okay, so I think that is about all for down here. Except, oh, here's a chest. Never mind. Probably some valuables in here. A gold nugget. And a letter. Let's see what this is. Let's read. Confederate soldiers under General Quincy Harris attacked Fort Brennan at night. Climbed trees to fire down into the fort, then battered and broke through the north gate. All survivors being executed and bodies burned. I am next. First Lieutenant Ronald Ulger. Alright, so that appears to be what happened here. Oh, I see. So, ooh, a hat? Some kind of hat. And a hat. Do I want it? Ah, it's a... Ooh. Civil War. Was that Union hat or Confederate? I can't tell. Looks blue. Yeah, it's definitely blue. Nice. Kevin says, I'm splitting my attention a little bit. My brother's playing some Far Cry Primal. Cool. That is one I have not played. I haven't actually played any of the Far Cry series. So I only know it by sort of by reputation. Panther. Nice. Yeah, so I only know it sort of vaguely by reputation. Alright, so... No, not the dead guy. Darn it. Not him. I'm covered in blood. Alright. Okay, so...
Come on, man.
I assume that there's going to be some fighting along the way because some of his lackeys are probably going to come after me, but we will see. After throw him onto Oreo.
Sit tight. I'll get us to San Denis.
I won't go there. I won't.
Ain't really up to you, partner.
Let's switch guns. Just in case. Alright, so... Anyway. So there hasn't been much in particular on our... Oh, jeez. Okay, that was fun. On our story so far, at least.
We're going for a walk.
that has brought up. So Kevin says I was resistant at first, but it's actually very entertaining. Good to know. I may eventually check it out. We'll see. We'll see. In any case, so there are some topics of discussion that we can certainly pick up. We were talking last time about the Mott and Bailey, fallacy and how prominent I think it is in modern discourse. Yada yada yada. I don't remember actually. Was that last time or was that 2 weeks ago?
An atrocity.
Oh, it's an atrocity.
It's an abomination. Oh, shame on you. Oh, you're outside the law, mister. This is illegal and immoral.
It's kind of quite the contrary.
And a whole lot more besides.
Actually, you know what? I am hungry. I'm none of those other things, but I'm definitely hungry. There we go. In any case, though, as I was saying, there's been a bit of a new
the U.S. government, but it ain't
Lemoyne.
valid, 'cause I'm no longer a citizen of this
here we go.
so-called United States. No, this ain't de jure. The federal government don't have no jurisdiction over me. I'm a citizen of the free state of Lemoyne, and am subject to state law alone. Understand that, you dumb bastard?
I mean, technically, the warrant was issued by the state of Lemoyne, so his argument's kind of going against him, so that's a problem.
This is what this country's become. It's a cesspit, a disaster, an abomination. Bounty hunters killing each other for the pleasure of taking a man's freedom? Awful, awful. It's greedy, grasping, carpetbagger bullcrap, and we're drowning in it. We're up to our ears, sir.
I'd rather talk to Kevin.
There's no room.
It's just an arrest, you melodramatic clown.
Anyway, yeah, so Kevin says, I think I remember it from last week, the whole if you're not Antifa, then you're FA, or you're fascist. Yeah, it's this,
Ain't done yet.
yeah, you are.
Sounds like one for the lawyers.
Yeah, it's a very common sort of tactic, usually a political tactic, to either silence opposition or to,
Don't like talking to you folk normally, but
oh, wait a
you're a
minute.
Lemoyne Raider,
Arthur is initiating
right?
conversation.
So I thought I'd say, I'm bunking at your old place at the moment. Shady Belle?
Why would you say that?
You the fellas that took the bell? You murdering animals. You savage Yankee bastards. You'll get your comeuppance, all right?
You know, I ain't sure that we will.
I mean, I am wearing a Union hat, so that's nice. Cavalry looks like. Anyway, yeah, I think there has been a development that's really come to public notice recently. Ooh, jeez.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking of
Sorry,
me?
sir. Something that's kind of come to prominence. I shared an article about it on my personal page. I didn't share it to the an article about this weird phenomenon from the Professor McCoy page, but I might actually after we discuss it if I think it's relevant enough. And this is the whole 2 + 2 = 5 thing. And this was the thing in particular I read on this was an article by James Lindsay.
Is almost at an end.
James Lindsay is a philosopher in part who is responsible for the whole
Hang you from a tree.
the grievance studies hoax, the publication crisis kind of thing last year or so, I believe. Oh, getting a couple dropped frames, but I think it's okay.
More and more settlers keep passing through on their way.
Yeah, this is it.
Damn the police. Damn every one of them. Traitors.
Understandable, but let's head in. And essentially, it is sort of in response to this movement to sort of deny obvious truths like 2 + 2 = 4, for the sake of
Got a live one for you.
questioning
Well,
objectivity, that sort of
looky
thing.
here. We got a genuine Lemoyne Raider in the building. Make the poor fella comfortable in one of our cells.
Okie dokie.
to bed in a while.
Damn traitor's bed. Get me off of here.
Calm down. Well, that's what there was, and not a penny more. I'm worth every penny.
$100, not bad. All right, let's see what else we got.
Well, just go, why don't you?
I'm probably gonna change my clothes so I can get this blood stain off, but that will mean I lose the hat. It's okay. I will. I'll survive.
Come on, girl.
My brother Julio has gone missing. Nobody's seen him. For over a week. You must be joking.
Hey, fellas. Hello there.
Closer.
There we go. Yeah. So in any case, the whole controversy is surrounding the idea that let's do some more debts. That 2 + 2 = 4 is and other obviously true arithmetic propositions. Generally, the entire discipline of mathematics, etc., are culturally conditioned in some way. Right? And so this is, I think, one aspect of this sort of pseudo argument that hasn't been paid enough attention to, has been the sort of Mott and Bailey aspect of it. So you have the Bailey, the claim that they want to make, which is that mathematics and other even a priori disciplines, right, things that we want to think of as forming a very solid basis for our knowledge, that they are culturally conditioned and that they are therefore non-objective. Right? And further, even they might say that they are not only non-objective and culturally conditioned, but they are they in some sense participate in a kind of darn it. There we go. Needed some of those. Need these for the fat to make explosive rounds. Anyway, so the Bailey of this, the claim that they want to make, is not only that there is no objective truth of the matter with respect to these a priori claims, like, basic arithmetic or what have you, or even something like the law of non-contradiction, but that to claim that there is a kind of participation in a certain what is Foucault's term? Participating in a certain
Please
I have to help this guy first. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hey, you! Steve! You gotta help me!
Okay.
Fellas broke into our place. I got away, but they got my wife. Please, mister. I gotta do something.
All right. Where is she?
It's a sacked out in the swamp by the water.
Let's go do that.
Go on. See if you can find the law. I'll do what I can.
All right. Well, let's go take care of that.
Yeah.
It's time for some thrilling heroics with a repeater. So it's participating in a certain hegemonic discourse is a term that Foucault would use. I think that's roughly the idea. So it's participating in a power dynamic more than a truth claim. And truth claims are really, for somebody like Foucault, just disguised power dynamics.
Just kill me. Hey, you can't for one more second.
Got him.
Oh, please, please, please untie me now.
Sorry I weren't here sooner.
Psychological imperialism. Yeah, Kevin, that's that is. I think that's a more colloquial term than what somebody like a philosopher like Foucault might use.
My honor.
Possibly your life is one of them.
Christ, what a mess! Would you please get them out of here? I can't stand to touch them, and I don't want them rotting indoors.
I'll take their stuff first, then I'll throw them for the gators. Ooh. Get a ring. It's probably stolen if I had to guess. Now, let me get the other guy. So that is the argument that that's the conclusion that they want to get to, right? They want to be able to conclude that obviously true propositions like 2 + 2 = 4, or like the law of non-contradiction, or any a priori truth like that, is an assertion of power rather than an assertion of objective truth, because they want to sort of again, forgive me for uttering this horrifying term, problematize the idea of objective truth, or objective reality. And part of doing that is, again, is to...
There's some money I put away in the sack there. It ain't enough, but please, take it.
Okay. It's a manner of turning it into a question of power versus power, right? And so because they see assertions of truth claims as assertions of power, part of what that winds up meaning is that they feel perfectly justified in reversing that dynamic and asserting their own power using the same argumentative frameworks, but inverting them, right? Okay. So there's the conclusion that they want to draw. Right, that is the conclusion they ultimately want to defend, even if it is ultimately, again, like I kind of alluded to, logically indefensible. I do not want to get tangled in with some alligators. Let's go roadway. Oh, this is troubling. I don't like this. Get a shotgun out. Fog is nice and creepy. I believe they're bizarre, strange swamp folk in these swamps. If I'm not mistaken.
Who's there?
Oh. Oh, it's just Bill. Hey, Bill.
Yep.
Alright, there we go. Delightful. Back to camp. Anyway. So let's go talk to Strauss.
Hosea?
What's the latest on Jack?
Still working on it.
As a reminder, a couple of sessions ago, Jack, the kid, that is John Marston's kid, was kidnapped by their local child trafficker, let's say, man named Angelo Bronte, who I've been referring to as Old West Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, herb. Ooh, this sage. Oh, oleander sage. Nice, very nice. Poisonous. Kevin says it's funny because in their world, I could theoretically just assert myself in the might makes right way and say I'm justified with that explanation. Literal madness. Yes. However, it is rather difficult to do that. Because by doing so, you play into their ideology, right? Because their ideological claim is that your truth claims are simply assertions of power. And by simply asserting power, they can stand back and say, see, look what he's doing. He is attempting to assert power over us. And they play the victim card, right? And that is generally a successful strategy, at least socially speaking.
Mr. Morgan,
And that winds up being its own problem, right? That is how they manage to succeed in a lot of these pursuits. Let's see what he's got, and then we'll continue on our discussion. Oh,
Still working, Mr. Strauss. What you been up to?
Trying to wrap up our accounts before we leave, Mr. Morgan.
So you'll be joining us in Tahiti?
I rather fancied Australia. A similar kind of people to us. Lots of opportunity.
Dutch tells me we're going to be ranchers.
Perhaps, but so far we have not raised many cattle.
No.
So, Mr. Morgan, will you help
Australia
me
wouldn't be a bad
finalize our
place
business
to
here?
This is filthy work.
We'll need money in Australia. For cattle and feed, I mean. Why flinch now? You never have done before.
I don't know.
Well, here they are. Some fishermen by the name of Davison, L.J. Davison, living in a place called Catfish Jackson near Scarlet
A
Meadows.
fisherman.
And that's it. We're a union built on that, you know.
Okay.
Okay, just one. Just one we got to deal with, so let's go and deal with it. Scarlet Meadows, way down there. All right, let's head down there then. Kevin says humility and silence might actually be the undoing of that nonsense. Yeah, I mean, and it's a kind of that kind of ideology is as horrified as they would be to hear such a thing. It's essentially a Christian heresy, right? It uses the same sort of mythopoetic structure as Christianity, right, with the victim being the conqueror, but does so in a kind of inverted way, right? So I think you're right that the kind of undoing of the weakness of this whole ideology would be to sort of restore the properly ordered version of what they have inverted or made disordered.
Whoa, easy.
Oh, interesting.
Bet this old church is pretty anyway. More than you surfer shots.
Wasn't the blues. We were storing powder here. Someone dropped a Lucifer, and that was that.
They weren't the traders?
I guess we wouldn't have had powder there. They hadn't been no war. Dropped his match.
You gotta succumb here!
Shit! Plenty have come here. Plenty have bled here.
And more raiders.
Go on and move up on it! I ain't you down, bastard!
Take a big last breath, boy.
Where's he at? I thought I saw him.
Gonna string you up and watch you dance. Senseless idiots.
All right, there we go. So we see the claim that they want to make, right? They want to make this. They want to come to this conclusion that that objective truth claims are really claims to power, and so they ought to be undermined, right? We can undermine these objective truth claims and claim to whatever we want to claim, and then so kind of reverse the power dynamic that they at least claim to see in these sorts of claims. That's the Bailey. That is the very difficult to defend, but very useful and fertile ground for them. The mot that they can retreat to is a simple linguistic term, right? So they can point out that any any truth claim is conditioned by language. Right? So 2 plus 2 equals 4 only means a certain thing because we have assigned certain values or certain understandings to the words, to the various words or the various symbols involved. Right? Because we understand that, right, we understand that what 2 means and what the operation of plus means. That's the only reason that we have for pointing out that 2 plus 2 equals 4, right, by their reasoning. Right? Hey, poison throwing knives. Let's totally do that. So Kevin says it's difficult to consider that that course of action, though, because I prefer the way of picking something apart and revealing its deficiencies rather than allowing it to reveal itself. The trouble with that, I think, is that this ideology thrives off of its absurdity, in a sense, right? Because it doesn't rely on because it denies, like, part of the ideology is the denial of objective reality. By denying objective reality, we lose the opportunity to expose it for what it is. We have to rely on it exposing itself, which thankfully is rather easy because it is absurd, right? It's fundamentally absurd. Now, the related solution, I will say, right, is when you press them back to their their easily defensible position, it is this, right, this claim that I was just saying, right, that any truth claim is conditioned by subjective definitions. Right? We agree by convention that 2 means a certain thing, that plus is a certain kind of arithmetic operation. And what 4 or what 5 mean, right? And we agree on certain parameters for arithmetic, right? So we might say the common answer to this, the common way this is claimed, is we can say that, well, 2 plus 2 equals 5 for extremely high values of 2. Right? And what that means is that the clever little statement of, well, 2 plus 4, which rounds down to 2, plus 2 plus 2.4, which rounds down to 2, equals 4.8, which rounds up to 5. Right? So 2 plus 2 equals 5. Of course, what all that exposes is a kind of vagueness in what our symbols mean. Right? If our symbols just mean, if our symbol, like the numeral 2, just means 2.4, right? It doesn't mean 2 anymore. Right? At that point, it's just you're either speaking a different language. I'm stuck. You're either speaking a different language or just not speaking very clearly. It's like mumbling your words in that sense and expecting it to come out being, importantly meaningful in some sense. This isn't going to work, is it? Ow. Okay. Only broken ankle. It's fine. Things happen. All right, let's get out of here. And because, so I was saying, because this is obviously true, right? They're obviously correct that that our true statements are conditioned by the meaning of the terms, which is conventional, or one might even say subjective, or at least linguistically conditioned. There is no fundamental truth of the matter, but that doesn't follow, right? Just because what we say could mean different things, if they in fact meant different things, that does not actually lead to the conclusion that reality as such is subjective or is indeterminate or has no objective truth value. Right? So you cannot take... What's happening here?
Hey, you ain't got no business being here.
You don't like
What is
visitors,
happening
huh?
here?
Yeah, you're funny, like a hole in the head.
Okay, this is disturbing.
What the hell?
What in the world? Did this guy just kill that guy?
Let me take a look at you, tough guy.
Say that again. How dare
Shut
you?
up.
You're going in the ground. This is the end.
Oh, darn it. Okay. Okay. Shouldn't have drawn on me. Let's move on. Right, so part of the issue, right, so part of what... part of why this is a problem is a denial of any form of direct realism. Right? I take the more Platonist approach, right? That things like numbers and it's deer. Freaked me out a little bit. Things like numbers and concepts in general exist independently of our thoughts about them. Right? They're forms. They're abstract forms. We just think about them. And because of this, right, because they exist independently, what we think about them is largely irrelevant to their truth value. Yeah, not here? Okay. I wonder what this is. Is he down here further? So, lacking that, though, and I think, James Lindsay, in his article that I shared a while ago, I think I will reshare that, pointed this out, right, that this is a large part of the problem. Right? Without this kind of direct realism,
You
we're
better have a
left kind
damn
of just
good
floating around
reason
anywhere.
for being on my property, mister.
You remember that loan you took, Mr. Davison? Well, time's long since up. I'm here to collect.
I should have known. You goddamn bludgeon men are all the same. Sure, I got your money. Every stinking cent. It's in the house. Hell, I'll even offer you a drink. We can toast to never laying eyes on each other again.
Well, okay. That seems fine.
I got a powerful thirst on me right now. How about you? Well, you gotta be stinking drunk already to do this kind of work.
I like doing it sober.
If you take my money, surely you take a drink off me as well. That would be the mannerly thing to do.
Let's us handle the money first. Worry about manners later, okay?
I could be fishing.
You were catching flies, you weren't catching fish. Now come on. Let's get us that debt.
Back so soon, Pop?
Someone's here, boy.
Pop, wait, what's going on?
Don't just stand there. Go fix us a drink.
Another one, Pop?
Don't give me no talk, boy. Just do it. I'll look down here for our savings.
Savings? Under the sink?
Best place for 'em. Now where's them drinks, boy?
Drinks ready. It's right there, miss.
It's our life savings. Come and take what you owe. Ah! I'll cut your damn head clean off.
Well, okay, he did stab me directly in the gut, so... I kind of feel justified in taking some of his belongings. Aside from the debt being owed. What in the hell is that purple? That's disturbing. Again, biscuits. There's not much here. Ooh, premium cigarettes. Alright, let me throw out what I got. Okay. What card did I get? Ooh. Yo, bravo. Very nice. Anyway, the whole 2 + 2 = 5 thing is It is hilarious that it has come to this, in large part because, well, I mean, Orwell predicted it. As a lot of commentators have noticed that Orwell very closely predicted this in 1984, and so the freedom begins with the freedom to say 2 + 2 = 4. Everything follows from that, I think, is the quote. And it's from Winston being interrogated, and not exactly interrogated, tortured to admit, or to fool himself into saying, or fool himself into admitting that 2 + 2 = 5. That the interrogator is holding up 5 fingers when he's in fact holding up 4. It's a kind of way of getting someone to renounce reality in favor of authority. So it is a kind of power play, despite the pro-structuralist sort of Foucaultian claims to the contrary, of despite it being a claim to be disintegrating or deconstructing, to use their term, deconstructing power structures, it is in fact an assertion of dominance in the reverse, using this kind of denial of reality to break down someone's resistance, let's say. So, dearest Nate, this is a letter to Nate from Mama. I don't know how many letters I've written now, but I won't stop trying. Even the act of writing feels like some connection to you, which is certainly better than none. I can understand how hurt and angry you must be for walking out on you like I did, but I promise that I love you with all my heart. I just couldn't take it a day longer. I know your father's temper, especially when he was drinking, which was all the time at the end. I found work and I'm renting a small house. Just give me the word and I'll send for you. We can both start again. Love always, Mama. Okay, so this guy does not seem like the guy who just tried to stab us. I wonder, small wonder, he does not seem like a very up-and-up guy. Sounds like a abusive father and husband, taking out debts he can't afford, and stabbing random strangers in the gut. I can't really drop that. Really have a hard time getting over that part.
Just leave me alone.
Okay. I will. Almost feel bad taking his cigarette cards.
Son, I want to get out of here, but I can't until I find some money.
There's some in my footlocker. I've been keeping it away from them.
Ain't that lucky?
Well, now I really don't want to take it from the poor kid. Well, all right. Guess I will.
I think I know the sum, and that should cover it.
Ain't you the good son? Should be proud of yourself.
No? Okay. Ooh. I am going to take his shotgun, though. I definitely need to polish this one. Oh my gosh. That's awful. All right, let's clean her up. It's incredible what 3 seconds of elbow grease will do. Hey, Nicholas, good to see you. Actually, let's go out the front door. Or, I guess not good to see you. Good to hear from you. As the case might be. Alright, let's check his shed. Bourbon. Obviously. Naturally. Of course there would be bourbon. Or premium cigarettes, alright. Oh, snapping turtle. Nice. So another... So relating to this, I do think that the whole, the Orwellian aspect of the 2+2 kind of debate is the more politically relevant, even if I do think that there are interesting philosophical implications in sort of both directions here. I do want to eventually get this, get some modifications for this double barrel. It's a nice shotgun, but as is, it's not great. I think that is because this has turned into a political issue for some idiotic reason. Basic arithmetic has turned political.
Please, can you help me here?
What happened, man?
Yeah.
My horse threw me, and I landed on my foot, and I heard a snap. My leg's all numb. My leg, it hurts so bad. Come on. Please help me up.
Okay.
Hands up now.
Do it! I ain't gonna repeat myself!
Shit!
Okay, well, should have figured that. I mean, I did. I kind of had my suspicions, honestly, but... And this guy. Okay. Alright, well, let's get out of here. Yes, she used the SpongeBob meme to rob us. That's always nice. Let's just keep the keep our weapons on hand just in case, and let's clean the repeater. That's actually a very good point, Nicholas. I hadn't thought of that. My leg is numb. It hurts real bad. Wait a second. Solid point. Very solid point. Hadn't thought of that. Where am I heading? I'm heading the right way. Kevin says, I think it... I'm assuming you're talking about the 2+2 thing. I think it goes directly back to Marxism. I know that's cliched and maybe a little bit run down, but I agree. I agree as well. I think it really does. I think it does ultimately kind of come back to Marxism to a large extent. And I mean, you can really trace back critical theory generally, to Marxism. It's a kind of, it's not Marxism per se, right? It is kind of it's post-Marxian, if you will. Family photograph in a slave pen. That's disturbing. Deeply disturbing. It's kind of post-Marxian in its analysis, right? It's in response to Marxism. It's a kind of development from Marxism. It's not Marxism per se. But at the same time, it is, in large part, in continuity with Marxist theorizing. Newspaper scrambling. What is that? $200 reward for a runaway slave, it looks like. No. That's old. But that's not... this is not up to date, I don't think. Okay, interesting. Ooh, boar. Oh, that didn't work at all. But it's going to die, so I really need to go put it down. So that's why. So I'm talking about all this critical theory and whatnot, and especially post-structuralism. This kind of goes back, especially to Foucault and Derrida, who I've read enough to familiarize myself with what's so terribly wrong about them. Both of them are writing in response to the sort of Marxian or Marxist, depending on who you ask, view. And they see themselves as kind of correctives to Marx. They don't see themselves as being, as just being Marxists. Obviously, there are significant differences. But it is clear to anybody reading them from outside that tradition that there is a clear continuity, right? There are clear similarities and there are clear commonalities. That's redundant. What do I mean? What was I meaning to say about that? Continuities, I guess I should say, is probably the best way of saying it. Right? That they work on the same set of assumptions. And these are materialistic assumptions, they are collectivist assumptions, and all of these sort of fit together. What is... Oh, it's a carriage. Interesting. All these fit together in different ways. One of those ways is the classical Marxian approach, and another of those ways is the post-structuralist approach, as typified by especially Foucault. I know
Who's that? It's me, Arthur.
Folks like Jordan Peterson like to point to Derrida, and yeah, Jacques Derrida had his. He was perhaps the most directly opposed to logic as such, which has its weird problems. But I tend to think that I tend to point more towards Foucault for this sort of thing. Primarily because Foucault was the sort of originator of the school of thought.
Arthur, come on, go wash that blood and mess off.
I'm fine. Anyway.
Say, Morgan, you got any hair pomade?
I do. Do you need it?
Excuse me?
You know, hair pomade.
No.
What?
Well,
Okay.
if you happen to find some.
Sure. I'll buy you some hair pomade.
I have some. Can I just give it to him? Yeah, I do. Here.
Here's that, hair pomade you wanted.
Well, look at that. Thanks, Morgan. I owe you one.
I reckon we should both just forget this ever happened.
Okay. Is he going on a date? That's a little weird, but okay.
Thank you for your help with Miss Jackson.
For him.
Don't mention it, Miss Grimshaw.
You're a fine man, Mr. Morgan. Sometimes, at least.
Thank you.
Nicholas, who are you asking about? Is that how you say his name? I've only ever read it. Are you talking about Jacques Derrida, or are you talking about Michel Foucault? Derrida, I've heard pronounced two ways. I've heard Derrida and Derrida. Most scholars I know pronounce it Derrida with the emphasis on the first syllable. And I believe that's primarily just because they're English speakers, but scholars who read him a lot.
He's gonna be okay.
The French-speaking scholars I know say Derrida.
Nobody would harm a child. It'll be okay, I promise. It'll be okay.
But yeah, Michel Foucault that is how that's pronounced. But Foucaultian
okay.
is the adjectivized version. Is there anything? There's nothing I can do. All right. Well, I better go solve that problem pretty promptly after I turn in this.
Oh, hey, Arthur.
The debt here.
Oh, hi, Arthur.
Jeez. Here we go. Give all debts. That's a lot of money. All right. It's fine for now. But yeah, so I've, like I said, I've heard Derrida and Derrida. I think it's Derrida, I think, technically, because, you know, like I said, the French-speaking scholars I know say it that way. But yeah, Foucault is pronounced like that. It's Michel Foucault, who incidentally is one of the philosophers with whom I disagree most thoroughly. Maybe even more so than Karl Marx. Both of them have errors, but they are slightly different errors, and the things that they share in common happen to also be wrong. Yeah, I'm not a fan of either of them. Kevin says, I may be wrong, maybe, but I tend to think the development of these bizarre beliefs, and even with the genuine espousal of them, is in service to a greater strategy of societal breaking in general. Explicitly, yes, that is the entire point. That is, in large part, the point of post-structuralism, is to deconstruct, hence the term, to deconstruct the power structures that exist within society. That is why they attack the things that they attack and deconstruct the things that they deconstruct. Right? It is a deconstructivist project, which ultimately just means it's a destructive project. The whole point is to tear down what they see as a corrupt society. It is a critical, right? Hence critical theory. The idea behind critical theory is that it is a theory of criticism of the whole. It is a cohesive and comprehensive critique of every aspect of what they refer to as a hegemon. Right, so that oh hey, here's that boar I killed that apparently just fell over. That's interesting. Every aspect of well, let's just say the Christian worldview in general, they want to pull apart, they would say deconstruct, but it's really just a synonym for just destroy, right? The whole point is to tear apart what they see as an unjust power structure, which really means that really means something more like the way that we, meaning we, everyone who has ever lived in the West, sees the world. And so once they've deconstructed that, then well, some critical theorists have something which they wish to implement in its place, and this is the more Marxist varieties. But the post-structuralists don't really have such a thing. They don't have a model of what society ought to look like. They have, to put it maybe rudely, but I think in a way that they wouldn't really object to, they have objections to the way society is and methods for tearing it down, not a cohesive vision of what to replace it with. That's the entire point. So yeah, you're I think you're spot on, and they're not even subtle about it if you actually read people like, especially like Foucault. Foucault is very, very no, keep going. I don't want to do this yet. Foucault is very, very explicit that his project is a deconstructivist one. So yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
Show me some kindness.
Yeah, sure.
Please. You, yeah, please. Coin, please. Please. Won't you lend a coin to a fella in need?
Yeah. Kevin says, all culminating in a listless and philosophically debased population. Yeah? Maybe?
Go get yourself something to eat.
They see themselves as the intellectual vanguard.
Sir, I want you to have this.
Thanks, fam.
Special snake oil.
It's nice to give something instead of just begging.
It's nice. It's very nice.
I hate asking for money like a goddamn worm. Groveling here in the dirt.
Oh, that's nice of him. That's very good. So, the kind of Foucaultians, the pro-structuralists, and anyone in the broadly Marxist tradition see themselves as an intellectual vanguard of the workers' revolution or whatever, or however they want to parse it. What that means is they, to put it in maybe more familiar terms for me and my audience, they see themselves as philosopher kings. They are the intellectuals and they are the rulers, because of course they are. That is the entire point. They're the ones who will lead this movement for the sake of the unknowing rubes. Which is also why you see this conflict, which is just very... I like the Britain. Ooh. This one's... Oh, that's nice. The DeVille. What do you think? Yeah? No? Maybe? Give it some thought. Maybe this is the other one. I really like the Britain. I think that really fits Arthur. Especially for San Denis.
You can't beat an expertly put together outfit.
Any Corson? Nah, that's ugly. I don't like it. Maybe the Britain. What do you guys think? The Britain or the DeVille? The hat is absurd
now, don't doubt
on
yourself.
that. That's ridiculous.
That looks excellent on you.
I do like it. The hat's absurd. Kind of leaning towards the other one. What do you guys think? Just let me know in the chat. First one to tell me which one to buy, I might buy it. I might just go for it. Yeah, I do think right, so both of the ruling parties for
I take pride in my selection here.
For any kind of broadly Marxian or Marxist political movement, there are going to be intellectuals who see themselves as the kind of the ruling elite, or they hope that they will be the ruling elite. And this is why that they are almost exclusively intellectuals.
I really think it's perfect for you.
Who are involved in this sort of thing. The Britain? Got it.
Now that will bring your outfit together.
All right. Wonderful. I love it.
You look as long as you like.
Anyway.
Thank you for your help.
But yeah, I do think that is a sort of key aspect of any Marxist theory, is that there's this intellectual vanguard and everybody else doesn't really do any philosophical reasoning aside from just kind of listening to the elite. Oops. Listening to the elite and kind of going along with what they have to say. Right? And this traces itself back to Plato's Republic, or at least a what I would think of as a political misreading of Plato's Republic, because I don't take the Republic to be a primarily political text. I've talked about this briefly before. I don't think that I'll talk about this after this little scene here, because this scene's great. I don't take the Republic to be a primarily political text, and I'll explain why in a moment.
Welcome all to this excellent demonstration of my most marvelous machine. There. You're going to be in a better place. Now stay calm. Breathe deep and repent, for you will be moved to a better realm. Ladies and gentlemen, behold the calm removal of this man's existence. Incredible! He's nearly dead. So humane.
Oh god.
Oh, let's get out. You don't seem overly humane to me.
Poetic,
I think
though.
It's mighty fine.
Oh, God. Okay, that woman is terrifying. Dear God. Okay, well, let's, Oh, wow, I got a blueprint for the damn thing. Oh, yes, that looks thorough. There's nothing on the back, either. That's it. That's the blueprint. Oh, gosh. Anyway. Wow. That's absurd.
Let's go, girl.
No, Kevin. No, Kevin, that was not. You were wrong. I'm going to bonk you with the horny stick if you keep this up. Don't start with me. Wait, who's this? Oh, okay. We have to go to Charles Chateauneuf. He's always a good time. We can't say no to that. Alright, let's go down that way. He's dead, because the execution, remember? Anyway, yeah, poetic justice. It's a long historical tradition that the inventors of most execution methods were executed by their own inventions. Most notably the guillotine. You sure did pick a hell of a time to log in, this kid. Very much so.
My friend, it is me, Charles Chateauneuf, the painter.
Okay. What are you dressed up like that for?
Oh, I am a wanted man, persecuted for my art.
Not so much art, but okay. I think it's the sleeping with people. Sleeping with women.
Problem.
In Paris, they say leave, go far away. We will never understand you here. I say, I go to San Denis. They say that is not far enough. It seems to me that they were right. But it doesn't matter. Now, I go to South Pacific. They always tell me the light there is perfect for my work.
Well, so long as they weren't telling you that just to get you on the other side of the world.
Yes.
Perhaps.
Yes, WizKid. Charles needs a very swift beating with the horny stick.
And I need a chaperone.
Okay, come on.
Oh.
This is horrifying. Ma'am.
I'll tell you what I won't miss. Civilization. So repressive, so stifling. I can hardly breathe in this city.
Yeah,
it's
ma'am.
Why I thought I would find my way in a country founded by Puritans, I'll never know.
He is French. It is to be expected. Like, yes, very much so. This is absolutely the most extreme caricature of a Frenchman that has maybe ever been put in any media.
Follow me.
Really quite incredible.
We are away. Come now. Follow me.
Those fellers.
Yeah, he is French, so I guess it's Madame. Whatever.
Shat on their bar?
But of course, I needed to shit. Hey, come on! My fresh excrement was better than any of the drinks they served in there.
That's not.
That place.
That's not right. You shouldn't do that. Okay.
Back. The moneylenders. We go another way.
Moneylenders.
We go through here.
Okay. Yeah, it is basically Justin Trudeau.
Quickly! Oh, it's nothing. I thought I knew him.
Please do not do that again. Now get moving, come on.
Yeah, after that, yeah, definitely Justin Trudeau. Definitely.
None of your work.
There is always a heavy demand for fresh mediocrity, but no kinds of brilliance. Not so much.
A new kind?
The hole in the fence. We go through there.
going, pretty lady?
Anywhere you want, mon ami.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. That went well.
This way, to the end
This
of
is
the
going
docks.
great.
I was going to buy the red ones to bring out the colors in your cheeks, but then I thought the
Hush! Hey, I may know these people.
But maybe something gayer. A purple, perhaps? We are in San Denis, after all. What are you looking at?
Oh, that's well timed.
Bar shitting, money borrowing, wife stealing. You sure got a way of ingratiating yourself for people.
If the purpose of life was to be liked, it would be very boring indeed.
I've developed the feeling the purpose ain't to be hated.
Hate, love, they are the same.
WizKid asks if this is one of the people you can talk to with John, because that'd be hilarious. You can, I believe, but this is the last you see him. So you don't, if you don't pick up the quest until much later, then you can pick him. Then you can meet him with John. I think.
Look at you, pretty little thing.
I know, boys.
Come on. Okay. Now, I will remind everybody how incredibly straight he is. And by which I mean how much of a womanizer he is. So all the gay jokes aside, that's not the point of this. It really just is a disguise to avoid all of the men he's cheated and women he's cheated with.
She is my ship.
I think I've seen a video of John meeting with him. It goes roughly the same with more sarcastic comments.
Let's go.
Oh, no, 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 no.
I got it. He's out here.
Oh, come on. Okay. Fine.
Charles, come on. You better hope this ship's leaving soon.
My word, you really are. Cowboy, now I have no choice but to leave.
None of this is my fault.
Adieu.
I insist.
Merci, mon ami.
So long. If they don't like you in the
Also very
islands,
French,
keep on
WizKid
going
says,
to
making the
South
American
Pole.
fight the battles for you.
Yes, I
Yeah.
there. The light is really fantastic. Au revoir.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of here before anybody sees me with all the dead bodies. Oh, great. No, no, no. Let's take this hat. This is a nice hat. Let's get out of here. Oh, jeez.
Oh, hell. I'm just gonna mind my own damn business.
Can't believe it.
Don't you move.
That's incredible.
I'm moving. I'm out of here.
And I'll blow you to hell.
God damn it!
$5? $5 bounty for killing 3 people. Okay.
Kidding me?
Okay. I think I'm okay.
You son of a bitch!
Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
I think I'm okay here. Maybe I'm not. Okay.
This town has had enough. What happened to you?
Ah, darn it. Somebody saw me, I think. I think I'm okay over here if I keep going this way.
Mister.
I mean, yeah, $5 was a decent amount back then, but not like that much. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. This is not good. This is not good. How dare I insult your French heritage? Do you expect me to not do that? I am American. It's kind of my thing. It's a cultural thing, you know? Someone will make you pay. Who will come to my defense? I won't. It's okay. Don't worry about it. No, it's fine. You're good. Yeah. Your honor cannot be besmirched if you have so very little of it to start with, as someone with a lot in common with Charles Chateauneuf.
Be with you momentarily.
Alright, now let's pay our $5 bounty. So only killed one guy. I actually killed 3 people, but whatever. They attacked me. The guy pulled a knife. I think I feel justified in shooting him in the head with a shotgun. Anyway, so yeah, let's, now that all that is settled and done, I very seldom get out of that whole thing without, like, a gunfight with the police. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. I've played this before, and it never goes this smoothly. No, I got the joke. It was good. Okay. There we go. All right, skedaddle. Always rob the gun store again. But no, let's not do that. Okay, so now we're on to go meet with Dutch in the middle of a rainstorm about Old West Jeffrey Epstein, as I like to call him, or what's his name? I actually forgot his name. Okay. These idiots just lit something on fire, didn't they?
You saw it. That's what happens to federal outposts in the free state of Illinois.
You throw your bomb and then run? You boys are pathetic.
I mean, okay. I'm not going to get in the middle of that. Hey, hillbilly boy. Good evening. Good to have you here. Welcome. Yeah, I'm not one to get involved, I suppose.
Nope. Nope.
Alright. Let's actually... No, you know what? I'm going to keep the ridiculous hat that I picked up off a dead guy. And as we go in here... Alright, it's Arthur. It's Angelo Bronte, that's his name.
There you are.
You boys
John and
ready?
Dutch.
Of course. What else do you know about this guy?
Not much, just he's some slick little greasy-haired European who's clearly got power and money. Now, listen. If we go in there and start shooting up the place, the boy's gonna get shot, that I guarantee. A fella like this, gonna have a lot of protection.
Ain't no one gonna get shot, Arthur, so everyone just relax. We'll charm them. Trust me. This the place?
Must be.
You okay, John? I guess.
So yeah, a lot of power, a lot of money.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh, Hillbilly Boy. No, it's not. It is my first playthrough on stream. I have played by myself before.
You get your boss down here and now so we can talk about this like gentlemen.
Run along now, boy.
Was that the special Dutch charm I heard so much about?
Relax. I got this.
Don't worry, boys. We come in peace. We just need to straighten a couple of things out with your boss.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Chi sono sti buffoni?
Sono qui per Picciotto.
Coi soldi?
Why do you take his son?
Excuse me.
I said, why did you take his son? We ain't got no problems with you, sir. Nor you with us. But if you want to start one, there's going to be a lot of folks dead in this room before it's done.
Yep, rival gangs fighting each other.
So,
yeah.
You walk into my city, stinking of shit and looking like this, and you come into my house before you have a bath and you tell me how to act? You ask me to show compassion. Have I not shown you almost infinite compassion already by simply allowing you to breathe in my presence?
Indeed you have. Now, we are simple country folk. All we have is each other. And you have gone and you have took his son over some dispute with some inbred ex-slavers. It ain't got nothing to do with any one of us.
You had nothing to do with destroying the liquor business!
We was innocent bystanders. And that which we weren't innocent of, well, we most surely were ignorant of.
You twist words, you lie shamelessly, you think you are better than everyone else. Ti adoro. Vattene da bere sti uomini. Angelo Bronte.
Dutch Vanderlyn. Arthur Morgan.
Arthur, the pleasure is mine.
John Marston.
All mine, please.
So,
he does.
can my
No, that's
friend
definitely an
have
Italian
his
accent,
son?
Wizkid. I can definitely identify that.
But should I be out of pocket over a misunderstanding? Of course I know you would not want that, huh?
No.
No. So how about this? You perform a simple job for me, and you get your son back.
What is it?
A couple of people have taken to grave robbing in this cemetery.
Well, that is a fine place for it, the best.
I love
That's
this
clever.
guy. I love you. See, they've taken not only to desecrating the dead, but they've done so without paying a tribute to the living. Thing is, they see my men, of course they run them out. So maybe you two head off, huh? And you, Mr. Van der Linde, you tell me more about my manners. Salute.
Salute.
Yeah, yeah, he is absolutely. Yeah, he kind of does sound like somebody out of Assassin's Creed 2. He's very much Italy Italian, not what most Americans are used to, which is kind of New England Italian.
For a fool? No idea. What choice do we have?
None, I guess. This is idiotic.
You know where the cemetery is?
I think so.
Let's get some actual weapons here. Yeah, let's have the bow to be nice and quiet.
Pretty sure I rode by it earlier. It's real impressive.
You know, you did good holding your tongue in there.
Do you trust one word that comes out of that bastard's mouth? We don't even know where Jack is.
Listen, we found Bronte. We got in there. Dutch is with him now. All things considered, it could have gone a lot worse.
And that is true.
That poor kid. I ain't been a good father to him. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, Bronte is very clearly a slimy psycho, and he and Dutch are both masters of that sort of thing, and they're trying to manipulate each other. It's pretty clear Dutch is in over his head, though.
Must have sent him here so we couldn't get to him. But Bronte knows by now there's no Braithwaites left to pay him. Jack ain't much use to him anymore. Let's just get this done. Let Dutch handle the rest.
I just hope you're right.
Hey, Kevin says if they don't sound like Mario, they ain't Italian. I'm Italian.
Keep it down.
I don't sound very much like Mario.
Let's hitch your horses up ahead.
In fact, I sound pretty much Floridian, which I am, because I'm like, what, 4th generation Italian? So, oh, wait a minute. Not a rifle. I want a bow. I want to be nice and quiet in here. Yeah.
This way. All right. Let's see what's going on in here.
Okay. Let's check it out. WizKid says it's the classic. Hit one of them, I think.
Be quiet. We don't want to spook them.
It's the classic city versus country dichotomy. One is much more successful, but fundamentally they're the same kind of scum. Yeah. There's 2 different kinds of scum, really. There's a dog.
Hold on. Hey there, boy.
Oh, don't forget your mask. Thank you, Hillbilly. That's a good point.
Come on, let's keep on him.
Ooh. Didn't realize the dog could lead you to him. Yeah, Kevin, you would never think I was Italian, either looking at me or hearing me. Like I said, I'm like 4th generation Italian.
You hear something?
Wait.
I'm sorry. I had a bit to drink. My friend died.
Okay.
They can hear us, you know. They're still with us.
You should get yourself home.
Alright, well, let's keep moving. Yeah, I'm not anywhere close to purebred Italian or anything like that.
Can't believe we're doing this.
I know, but you won't care once we get.
Yeah, I also
back.
I don't look Italian at all, and that's because my other side of the family is a mix of sort of Northern and Western European, mostly Scottish. That's my dad's side. My mom's side is 3/4 Italian, and there's a quarter Polish, and that's where I get the blonde hair. The red beard comes from my dad's side, which is the more Scottish, a little bit Scotch-Irish, that sort of thing.
Cover. Hey, John, over here.
Oh, I guess I'll use a gun. And I guess I'll take off my mask for whatever reason.
You boys follow my pappies, watch it!
Alright, well, they're gonna hear us now, so... Repeater time.
Damn it!
How many you see? 3, 4? Come on, let's get the hell out of here.
They're going to ground, Morgan.
You should have paid Mr. Bronte.
Oh, I love the Dies Irae.
Trying to draw him out.
We sure picked the right night for it.
So Hillbilly says, I'm German, but my heritage was before the Civil War. I can't have a good impression.
Reckon this is gonna wake a few people.
You can notice.
No doubt.
Come on. John. Really?
Damn it. You hardly see what I'm shooting at.
If it moves, blast it. You alright?
I'm fine.
That's all of them.
There we go.
Alright. Now let's find their stash. Gotta be around here someplace.
Okay, but we'll
Let's,
need to
take
be
their
quick.
stuff too.
We can't go back to Bronte empty-handed. Let's have a look where they first shot at us from.
It's not even piano music, really. It's organ. That was wonderful, too. It's Very nice. It's a theme on Dies Irae. Really classical funeral dirge. So WizKid says, I'm a mix of German and Ireland on my mom's side. Hungarian on my dad's. I definitely look more Eastern European, though. I could use that hat, but... Yeah, there actually is some complexity to the fist fighting. I tend to bypass it by shooting people in the head. But when I don't, I'm okay at it, but especially when there's a lot of enemies around, I do not want to waste my time. I just want to pull out a shotgun and blow their head off.
I'm just saying. Let's look around where they jump.
It is decently done, though. Jeez. Okay, that's a dead end. Anyway. But yeah, the whole,
There's something in here.
Hey, there we go. Look at that.
Good. Now let's get out of here.
The whole issue with Angela Bronte being a kind of,
Let's go. Maybe we can get up that gate.
Can we?
It's locked. We'll have to go back the way we came. Damn it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be okay shooting him, right?
Let's go around the side.
It's all over. You're just gonna rot when you fall.
Okay, this is kind of working. This really is Yeehaw Skyrim. I'm just playing a stealth archer at this point. Uh-oh, that's not good. There's a lot of them.
Got a hit. I want him down.
Keep moving.
Okay, let's sneak on out of here now.
Nice and easy.
Let's go, girl.
There. That wasn't so bad. I mean, John is screwed, but that's fine. He'll make it. Trust me, he was in the other game. This was totally the time to put the mask back on, but it's very much too late at this point. Done. Darn it. Might as well now. It's a little late, but it's probably fine.
Easy, girl. All right, girl. Yeah.
Alright, this is fine. Everything's fine. They're looking the other way at least. Hopefully they won't notice me. Ah, darn it. Okay, well, let's keep going. Let's just go indefinitely, right?
You're all right, girl. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, good girl. Yeah. Okay, girl.
Alright, well, I'm out of the city. I think I'm okay. Except for that guy.
Yep.
Alright, I think I'm good. I think I'm fine. called Cluster.
Looks like
Yeah.
we lost him for now. Come on. Let's just get there. Come on, quick! Let's get back.
What's the best way to get back to Dutch from here? Yep, that looks like it. Okay.
Well,
Anyway,
it's lucky I ain't a religious man.
Let's get back there, collect our
So-
side of the deal.
WizKid says, especially for being such a
Best not be
gun-toting
playing
game,
games with us.
I suppose Drunken Brawl is a
almost
popular Western
certainly
trip.
is.
Very much so. It's really
Let's just see.
this way.
Keep
Thank
your
you.
head. Act normal.
How's he even gonna know we did what he asked?
I got a feeling most things around here get back to him pretty fast.
I don't know if I
Like
can pay
said,
off the bounty because I'm in the middle of a
see
mission.
where we're at once we got.
That is the annoying part. So I might just have to slink on through here and hope for the best. Then pay off the bounty.
Hold on now.
Anyway. Kevin says, you know what's annoying about commies is if you squash one, they multiply. They're like sugar beets. Yeah. Yeah, in a sense. Yeah, it's an ideology that gets, like I was kind of alluding to earlier, it's an ideology that gets primarily replicated through intellectuals. So the sort of workers' revolution thing that they always push for is it's a way that the communists have of kind of pushing useful idiots to the front and having them take the brunt of the damage, whether that is, whether that's intellectual or whether that is, physical, like them physically dying, literally dying, or if it's financial.
Where's your host?
Like I
There we
said,
go. Here's
you
the kid.
took your time.
I'm glad to see you.
Let's get going. What a fine man. Hey, friend, thank Mr. Bronte
You all
for
right?
everything.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Come on.
You know, Arthur, Mr. Bronte has invited us to a garden party at the mayor's house. And us, just simple country boys.
Oh boy. This is not going to go well.
Girl.
Hillbilly Boys is the only good commie is a dead commie. Classic.
Let's go. We have a new
I would add to
set
that
up,
an
Jack.
ex
You're
commie,
gonna love it.
whatever way that a commie is made an ex commie, whether that means being a dead commie or
Sure you're okay, Sam?
actually realizing that the
fine.
destruction their horrifying
Papa Bronte
ideology
said
was
you'd
going
come
to
for me.
I'm sorry
that
What
it's going to
for?
rot.
for that. For taking so long.
I had a fun time. I had my own room with a big bed and a toy box. And lots of books.
Did they do anything to you?
Have you ever had spaghetti?
What? What's that?
It's food. It looks like worms, but it's delicious.
Is that right?
Papa Bronte teach me lots of Italian words.
Don't call him that, please.
You know,
That's
caballo,
really creepy.
that means horse. And pantafola, that's a slipper.
A slipper?
They gave me 2 pairs, one for day and one for night.
Well, I'm just glad you're all right.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I
this
had
kid.
the best time.
Super
but
creepy.
I can't wait to see Mama. Did
Very
she miss
obviously
me?
creepy.
She sure did. Like you wouldn't know.
Evan says that's why you got to find the lefty nerds, give them swirlies before they get friends to use. Jeez. Yeah. I mean, might be best for everybody. Yeah, WizKid, the poor child's being indoctrinated, and probably I would go beyond that. I would say groomed, because that is very clearly the implication here. That this guy is a child trafficker. That's his profession. And again, that is the as we all know these days, especially, and what a lot of people have known throughout all of history, but we in particular have realized quite a lot recently. That is the stock and trade of the overly powerful
You had
people.
a nice night then?
Most enjoyable. Well, the man's an intolerable blowhard, but he stocks a fine bar.
Hey, they're back! I think I see Jack!
Abigail! Abigail! We got you, your son, everything.
We got him!
Mama!
He's fine!
I'm fine, Mama. They fed me good. Italian food. You ever eat that?
Come here, you silly boy. You got him. You got my son back. Dutch, Arthur, thank you. Thank you. I got my son back!
Jack. How are you, boy?
I'm fine, thanks.
Everything's okay now. Abigail?
Can I go play now?
So,
Well, we met Mr. Bronte. He is quite a character.
is he now?
You ever meet an Italian strong man before?
Not outside of a circus.
Well, let me tell you all about him. John, you go be with your family. Arthur, thank you. Boys, we got some work to do. Interesting work. But
Where is
first, let's
Karen?
have a drink.
That's a good question.
We got Jack back.
Well, the boy
Maybe just a little bit missing.
Thank you, Arthur. I don't know how to say it. Thank you.
I understand.
Come on.
Do as Dutch says. Go be with your family.
WizKid says, I thank God every day I was never a lefty nerd. I was enraptured by honor and glory and valor and truth instead of fairness, quote. Fairness in scare quotes.
Forgive me, Miss Grimshaw.
This is about the last good thing to happen to these poor folks. Yeah, absolutely as well.
Hey, how about a song, huh? Javier, lay us away.
Yeah, back in my nerd days, I was kind of a right-wing authoritarian type. I was a pinnacle of the top right quadrant in the political compass sort of thing. Very much a right-wing imperialist. Very much a big fan of George W. Bush. All of that. But yeah, I gradually transitioned more towards away from the authoritarian part, stuck more or less on the right, culturally speaking. Again, mostly for in part for political reasons, but primarily for religious reasons. I cannot find cultural Marxism anything like that. So what changed? Honestly, if I were to actually talk about my sort of political transition, the development of my political views, the last major change was in like 2013 or so. But from when I graduated high school in the late noughties, I was, like I said, I was basically an authoritarian. Then on my college campus, the college Republicans were the left-wing lunatics. There were basically no Democrats on our campus. It was a little private school, which was nice. A bunch of incredibly rich people and me. So if I wanted a kind of more right-leaning group, I went to the campus libertarians, which I did. I joined up with them. And I learned a lot about libertarian theory, because this was in right on the trail end of the big Ron Paul 2008 moment. And so I learned a lot about theory and stuff. When I wound up transferring to the university I wound up graduating from, likewise I joined and wound up eventually leading the Young Americans for Liberty chapter there. Learned more and more about it, both academically and personally. About just sort of the philosophy of liberty generally, let's say. If you take my meaning, that sort of thing. And gradually, if I were to really, like I said, if I were to really credit a couple of
Tahiti. If
yeah.
you say so.
Tahiti. It's a magical place.
Maidens, paradise, an unspoiled paradise.
Yeah, I hope so.
Faith, Arthur. Have a little faith.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll catch you later then.
Okay, Arthur.
Have a little faith, you know, Arthur. What's this now? Oh, wait, what? Oh, dishonorable discharge for, is this Pearson? Yeah. Oh no, Bill. Neat. Bill was dishonorably discharged. Of course he was. Anyway, that makes perfect sense. I'll have some whiskey. Yeah, I know you're. I know WizKid. You're a good deal younger than me. Y'all was in its waning days, I assume, by the time you were in college, because that's right around nowish. When I was in college, which was right around 2012, was the heyday of Young Americans for Liberty and the sort of the liberty movement in general was booming around then. It was a huge deal. It was the fad at the time. It was the thing to be, and because I went a little bit deeper into theory, rather than just sort of glomming on to the political movement, I kind of stuck with it because I actually learned some stuff. I didn't just kind of go along with the movement because it was a movement.
I gotta get some sleep.
Yeah, if I were to really point to any sort of political figure or movement or anything that drove me to away from the sort of authoritarian right into libertarianism, I would say it's between, oddly, oh, okay, it would be between Barack Obama and Ann Coulter, and those associated with each. They squeezed me out of the left and the right, the authoritarian left and right. Because I identified with the whole, like, the Bushian movement, if you want, but then a lot of people in that sort of political milieu got intolerable to me, and so I was like, well, I obviously can't go to the left because they're the bad guys, as I always knew, and I actually turned out to be not entirely wrong about that.
He never let me catch my breath. I got no sleep at all.
Okay.
And he caught me out, and they fucked me black and blue.
All right. Anyway, so that was fun. It was also I was lucky as a right winger to have kind of come of age politically speaking during the Obama presidency, because I realized at that point that Obama was doing a lot of the same things that George W. Bush had been doing, especially militarily and foreign policy. And then I realized that, wait a minute, this wasn't right, that we should not be doing all of this stuff, right? And I probably would not have realized that. WizKid, I don't know where Mary Beth is. I didn't see her. I saw her around the campfire, but she's gone. Oh, here's Karen.
Loitering suspiciously as usual.
I'm just trying to give you all your moment.
Wow, very kind.
Oh, here's Mary Beth. There's Molly. Here's Mary Beth. Oh, around here.
You all right there, Mary Beth?
Yeah, I'm just watching it all.
Go on, have another drink. It's a party after all.
He's a little drunk in me. Oh, yeah, Hillbilly. Lefty, generally Democrat, right? Broadly speaking. But yeah, it's it was that kind of made me kind of take a step back from the sort of two-party dichotomy in the United States and see that there was an issue. There were deeper issues than what the two parties were fighting over, and so I just kind of went went my own direction with it and learned a lot more about political theory in general. What finally sort of pushed me from sort of minarchist libertarianism to outright anarcho-capitalism, which is where I landed and have stuck, was quite honestly a speech from Jeffrey Tucker, at a y'all convention in 2013. I believe it was
Did
2013.
you thank Grimshaw? We wouldn't have got you if it weren't for her.
Of course. I owe you both my life.
Let's just
See you,
hope
Hillbilly.
all that
Thanks
business
for stopping
is
by.
behind
See you later.
you now.
Hope to see you next time. But yeah, that and a couple of his books at the time, especially It's a Jetsons World, Private Miracles and Public Crimes. Between the two of those books and the talk he gave, which had to do with his other book, Beautiful Anarchy, that really pushed me over because up until then I was I kind of had the who is oh wow, that's Arthur's dad and dog and Hosea, Dutch, and Arthur. Oh, nice. But yeah, it was it was that really pushed me over because before then my main issue had been I thought of the state as kind of a necessary evil, right? That well, we don't want to we want as small of a government as possible, but I did not realize that meant zero, right? That zero was a viable possibility until I'd read some stuff from Jeff Tucker. Equip. And these two on the horse. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do us. Cool. Where's my shaving kit? Because I need to shave a bit. But yeah, that is really the... that's really kind of my path to where I am at now politically. And I haven't had a major change in political orientation since then, except for refinements, right? Basically taking the theory that I've always believed and kind of extrapolating to new. Oh, it's gonna start pouring. Nice. Let's sleep till noon. Extrapolating from the abstract theory that I've kind of adopted and found to be true, and applying it to particular cases and scenarios. That's really most of the political development that I've undergone intellectually since then. That led me to lots of places, right? That led me to a lot of conclusions, but not really any substantial changes. WizKid asks, how do you feel about the idea that we will always form governments as just a facet of human nature? So I absolutely agree that the state is always full of it, but I don't know how we can really get rid of it in its entirety. I'm not a pragmatist. That sounds like a cop-out, but it's really quite true. I don't pretend to know how we could realistically get rid of the state.
My dear Arthur.
Oh, hey, let's
I hope this letter finds you well. I wanted to thank you for your help with Jamie. He and Daddy are still arguing, but I understand that Jamie is thinking about going back to college. Whatever happens, I believe you saved his life, and we are all truly grateful. Oh, Arthur, I have made such a mess of my life, time and again. Why can I not change and be the woman I want to be? Why couldn't you change and be a man and put down all those fantasies that shroud your judgment? Life is very confusing, and I see now that I am not very good at it. I'm afraid we've got ourselves into another mess. It's not my fault, but I need your help. I'm staying at the Hotel Grand in San Denis. Oh, Arthur, I know it is wrong to ask you, but I have nobody else, and for what we once had together, I beg of you, even though I am ashamed to do so. Yours, Mary.
Yeah. I like how ashamed is significantly darker, like she was pressing into the paper to write that. Nice. Oh man, there's even bleed through on the back. Wow, this is a nicely done asset. I love it. Anyway, yeah, that's a thing we can go do. Yeah, it really is a terrible situation. Like a lot of it is just it's shit. This is neat. You can now put away weapons at your camp you're not going to be using. Like, I'm going to put away Granger's revolver. Oops, wrong thing. Which is it? Enter? Is that? Oh, it's left. Wow, that's a weird thing. I definitely want the Schofield. Grangers I don't need. Flacos I don't need. Cattleman's nice. Carbine repeaters, crap. Bolt action bow. Rare rolling block I don't like. Yeah, that'll be fine. I don't need Cattleman. And alright, that'll work. Neat! I'm really glad they implemented that. It makes things easier to inventory management kind of things easier. And with what he got. Yeah, it's incredibly tragic. It's a lot of melodrama. Yeah, WizKid, I don't use Granger and Flacos. I actually like the Schofield revolver a lot better if I'm actually going to use a revolver. And I generally will go for a semi-automatic, like this one, like Midnight's pistol, or the
Hey, Arthur.
the other one that you can get.
Hello
This
there,
one's some
Arthur.
sort of thing you can get.
What you doing?
Nothing.
I don't believe you.
It's just a little robbery, all right? Nothing serious.
Good. What are you robbing?
A stage. There's a stage coming through. According to the fella I met, it'll have a bunch of money aboard and no security whatsoever as it comes up the river trail between here and Catfish Jackson.
Okay. That sounds worth investigating. You and, who?
I don't know. I thought I'd do it on my own. It'll be unprotected. Won't be a huge take, but I should make out okay.
There ain't no such thing as unprotected. Now, who you want to go with?
I guess you.
Now?
I don't need no hand-holding offer.
Oh, come on, kid. But if we decide to do it once we've had a look, I'm taking half the money.
Of course you are, Arthur.
All right.
Anyway, so what I was saying...
He should be on his way right now.
What I was saying, I again, like I said, I don't have a particular... I don't have a practical idea about how to implement a stateless society or whatever.
Yeah, no.
That's not really my
I'll be glad
focus.
to leave this place
I'm
behind,
not.
if
I'm a
I'm
theoretician. I'm not a
feel to
pragmatist, politically
Please just
speaking.
got
I'm
a
not
roof.
a politician.
You've got a roof.
In any sense of the term.
Of course, I'm outside with the juniors.
Oh, you ain't even 20 years old.
But yeah,
All
this
right,
like
girl.
less than 20. That's rough.
Follow me. I saw a good spot for an ambush.
But yeah,
Who's the fella told you about this?
It's a sound lead.
I do have a solid
do you
idea
have to-
that a society of this sort could perfectly well function. Right. Let's go to slugs.
Gain by giving you this information.
You mean, did I give him money or a gun? You're just gonna have to trust me on this one, Arthur.
And that is again,
Okay,
I'm
do.
pretty clear.
More than prove yourself the past 6 months.
Pretty clearly that
forget,
most
I
of
was on
the
the run for murder
theoretical
before
aspects of
falling in
how
with
a
you boys.
stateless society could work,
For 3
I
years.
got that.
Ain't like
I got
I'm
pushed
new
over
to
that
any of this.
edge, like I said, by Jeff Tucker.
Those
in his
fellas who
books.
killed your pa?
I highly recommend, especially that
again
one into
right now.
Jackson's World, and then also
course.
as like a side note, Beautiful Anarchy. Both of those are phenomenal, and they really outline how a free society can work, and especially the elements of society that are already free, which his big argument is that, well, it's basically everything. It's just that once in a while, the state intrudes upon and interrupts free society. That's really his big thesis, and I think it's brilliant. Tiny church. Cute. Kevin said, I was the most right-wing person in high school and college. Not much has changed, except my understanding that Bush types aren't really right-wing. I could agree with that. I was very alone in my leanings, but noted among my teachers. I had my conflicts with my outright communist teachers on a couple of occasions. That was fun. That was very entertaining. That was awful because I was like I hate admitting this for so many reasons, but my main influence in my political thought was Bill O'Reilly at the time, and I did not do so well using Bill O'Reilly's talking points, debating with my literal communist teachers. Again, I'm so embarrassed to admit any of that.
I figured we take up position behind these rocks.
Put that on.
Yep.
Take that out.
Seems good.
The stage should be coming up the river from Catfish Jackson any time now.
WizKid says, I've been reading and liking bourbon for breakfast. Yeah, that's another very good one. That's a slightly older one. Very good as well. Very good as well.
There it is. And I don't see no escorts neither. This should be a cakewalk.
Are you sure about that?
You see any? As soon as they're close enough, we'll jump out, hit them fast.
Just wait for my lead, okay? I said wait for my lead.
This is a robbery. Drop your weapons and put your hands in the air. I said drop the weapon. Okay, okay. Just take it easy. All right, boy? Anyone else? Anyone inside there? Answer me! Last chance. Come out, or we're coming in. Shit!
U.S. Marshals, you're under arrest.
Too bad. Ooh. Ran me down, bastard.
I'll make you suffer.
Okay, cool.
You laugh?
Well, that was definitely a trap.
Evidently.
That was not the way I was expecting things to go.
You took us into a trap.
Look, I'm telling you, it was good information. Wait. Look, there's some money here. Not much.
Yeah, it ain't much, because it was a trap. Stage companies do this all the time. They set up traps to catch fools.
Shit.
Like you and me.
I feel like a fool.
Well, that's good, because you are a fool. But you're still alive, so don't worry too much about it. Come on, get out of here before any more turn up.
All right. See you back at camp.
All right, well, let's loot everybody, then go sell off this stagecoach, because that's got to be worth something, right? Anyway, one of the things I was wanting to bring up, having to do with Angela Bronte and the whole everything having to do with the child trafficking and everything that's going on today with Epstein and friends, which is my favorite name for politicians in general is Epstein and friends. Is this kind of Hey, don't spoil anything. We'll see.
Yep.
Wait, not my horse. I want the stagecoach. This thing looks valuable. I really can't, can I? That's awful. Okay, fine.
Come on,
let's get out of here.
girl.
Let's go to Rhodes, pay off our bounty there.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's a ridiculously large bounty. Oh, speaking of bounties, there's a bounty poster there too, so let's go pick that up as well. Anyway. But yeah, this is a, the whole... the rank degeneracy we find in among Epstein and friends is nothing new. It's nothing at all new. In fact, people in power have been abusing people, and especially abusing children, for as long as there have been people in power, as far as I can tell. You have all sorts of accounts of it in recent history, relatively recent history, with the same sorts of things. Oh, hey, look, raiders.
Coming for the prisoner!
Okay, cool. Let's release this guy. Oh, hey, he's a cop. I wonder if he'll clear a bounty for us. Probably not.
There you go.
Thank you. God damn these bastards.
Get out of here before any more of them come along.
Okay. There might be some things here if you want them.
Not for long. I did kind of set their wagon on
Guess
fire.
I'm one of the good guys.
Anyway. Oh, their horse died. That's unfortunate. Maybe that was his horse? We don't know. Let's, Ooh. Anyway. So WizKid says something I'm gonna try and paraphrase for YouTube purposes. So my theory is that child, let's say, abuse more generally, is ultimately the kind of is the ultimate kind of degeneracy, you say, because once somebody accrues that kind of power, the only way they can wield it and feel, quote, good, is if it's against the truly innocent. Yeah, I tend to think that that's largely the case. I think you're mostly right. There's also, I think, an aspect of to go back to it, an aspect of what Plato discovered in the Republic. And this goes back to like what I said before. Right? I don't take the Republic to be a primarily political text. I take it to be a text about moral psychology more than anything else. And part of that is the issue of what leads to degeneracy. Right? How do we degenerate in this sense, in this way? Right? How do we get to the point of such horrific depravity? And I explain this in a related lecture that I keep recommending to everybody on almost every stream, which, oh, there's a snake. Kind of want it. What do I have to shoot this with? Ooh, it's a nice one too. Small game arrow. Let's do that real quick. I only have one of these? That's not good. Darn it. Okay, well, never mind. Alright, well, we got a skin, it's just not a good one. But I think a large part of why we see powerful people, especially, drawn to child predation, is the very fact that children are innocent, like you pointed out. Right? It is an escalation from the, let's say, normal kinds of exertion of power over innocence to a more and more extreme form. Right? It's a kind of escalation. Right? So it's an escalation like a even like a drug fix kind of thing. Right? You need something more and more to get a fix, in a sense, but it goes beyond that. I think, in that I think what I would point out, what Plato points out. Oh, that was what in the world just happened? Is he dead?
Okay, girl.
That was what?
Sorry, girl.
You know what? I'm just gonna take this guy's horse because he ain't using it now. There we go. Or maybe I'm not gonna take his horse. I'm just gonna take my own horse. So okay, continuing. Jesus, that was insane. Did not see that coming at all. WizKid says that's why porn addiction is so terrifying, because ultimately it all winds towards child abuse. Oh, that's not good. And that that's the only boundary left once you get desensitized in every other way. Right? Yeah, that's it's a kind of desensitization, but it goes beyond that, I think. And what Plato points out, I think, very, very insightfully about this sort of process, is that it isn't just a matter of desensitization. It's a matter of how he basically explains it is coming up with the next thing to want once you're capable of obtaining anything.
Ah, welcome back, sir.
Right. So if you want to put it in
in
terms of porn addiction, as you brought up, right? If you're capable of getting extremely graphic content of literally anything, you're going to escalate. You're naturally going to escalate, because if you can get anything, then you get it. And then what do you do next? Well, you get the next thing. And you start getting desires for things that you never would have wanted in the first place, and you go from wanting natural things, right? So, in sexual terms, wanting a relationship and wanting ultimately marriage.
Let's
right?
go, girl.
To wanting unwholesome things to start with, right? And then ultimately wanting destructive and self-destructive things. What Plato calls unnatural desires. Let's see what this guy's up to. And this doesn't just apply to, sexual desire. This applies to literally anything.
Hey, it's good to see you again, friend.
How you keeping?
I'm miserable.
Because of the leg?
Oh, no, I'm used to the leg. I've been without it a whole lot longer than I was with it. Nah, it's a people. Yeah, a bunch of nasty, miserable peasants I gotta share this place with.
Why don't you leave?
Leave? Well, I live here. They're my nasty, miserable people. I've been hating on them for so long, if I forgot to hate them, I wouldn't know what day it was.
I hear some loose-tongued crook
Yeah, but
talking
you...
to the law. So they made him...
Man, you ought to get out of here, and you ought to stop coming back.
Well, okay. I'm gonna keep coming back, probably, but man, that's that got dark fast. Let's stop by the fence on our way through here. But yeah, it's a matter of having desires. Right? But if you have a desire and then you are capable of satisfying every desire that you have without some unifying ultimate for the sake of which, right?
Don't you try to
ultimate,
pull anything funny again. I will come back to haunt you.
Right, a desire which orders all of one's other desires. Right? An ultimate end goal, right, as you pointed out, something like Christ, right? What Christ provides, in a sense, in a more psychological sense, right? Not a meaningless sense, but a psychological sense nonetheless. About that. These and those. All right, I just got $1,000 for that. That's nice. But providing some ultimate unifying desire, what that does is it allows us to order our desires towards something, so we're not constantly having to pursue the next thing and the next thing and the next thing until we get to the point of unnatural desires, self-destructive desires. This is the same thing that's behind the lottery curse, right? If you take an ordinary person and you give them practically unlimited money, they're going to die very quickly. They're going to get themselves killed. Because they're going to buy everything that they could possibly want and then run out of things to want, and so decide that they're going to want new things. And those new things are ultimately going to be destructive very, very quickly. Okay. Think of your own life. This is my go-to example for this, right? Think of your own life and... Oh, great. Okay. Jesus, okay, there's a lot of guys here. Let's dab. Okay, here's all of them. That'll work. Anyway, so as I was saying, right, the WizKid says that's why ultimately the human experience is about the journey, not the destination. Because once we have a thing, we begin to devalue it and yearn for something else, something more. Not exactly. I wouldn't quite say that. I would say that it is about the destination, but it's about the ultimate destination, not any particular finite destination. Right? If you order your life towards the good as such, right, in Plato's terms, the form of the good, or God, or what have you, then it is about the destination. But that is that saves you from this kind of process, because you will never ultimately reach that destination in this life. It's impossible. So you'll be constantly pursuing it. You'll have something to constantly and consistently pursue. Right? So it doesn't have the same kind of a self-destructive angle to it. This guy. But yeah, if you win, right? So if you think about your own life and your own desires, and what you would do pretty immediately if you were given unlimited wealth, the unlimited ability to acquire anything you could possibly want, you'd die really quickly, right? Just like any of us would. Because for most of us, the only thing, because we're not particularly morally upstanding, virtuous people, the only thing keeping most of us alive is our inability to acquire things that would get ourselves killed. The tyrant's mentality in this sense is the mentality of the heroin addict, but quite frankly more degenerate. Howdy, John.
I'm a changed man, okay? Let me say my farewells. I'll come away peaceable. Make it quick. You're a forgiven man.
WizKid says, I think we're saying the same thing. By striving towards something that is ultimately unobtainable, it keeps us humble and constantly and a constant striving to become better. Something like that, yeah. There's something to that.
I ain't gonna fight you in front of my family, okay? You gonna take me, or what?
Yes. Ow. How do I do that? Can I just...
You wanna take me?
Yep, there we go.
Bastard! Don't look away, boy. You remember this moment. You're the man now. Be a man, boy.
Not gonna loot the guy in front of his son. That's not right.
Enough with that. Just remember what I said, boy.
I'm gonna grab out my auto shotty in case we get bushwhacked.
It's just us now, son. It's just
Let's see what he has to say. I assume he has something to say as we go, but let's see. I forget, quite honestly. This is admittedly pretty depressing. I thought I said howdy, John. Sorry about that.
That son of a bitch. Come back, you little snake.
I don't want to hang. Oh!
Yeah, there are definitely interesting parallels to Marston here, albeit some disanalogies too. He did manage to escape there. That was kind of clever. That was a good plan. Mark Johnson even almost sounds like John Marston.
Now what was the point in all that? Could have got your neck broke. Prematurely. Go back to his family. Or you're... Oh, no! Ah! No! Ah!
I'll kill you, you bastard.
No more games, all right? I think that's all your friends, ain't it? You shouldn't have done that. And now look what's happened. Dead because of you. Damn it. I knew you was being quiet.
But we did get bushwhacked. Look at that. I'm still going to keep the shotgun out. I think that's all, but we'll see.
Johnson, what? Just, you're real quiet back there. Most captured men, they
Yeah, Abigail's
beg,
back at
they
camp.
cry,
No worries.
They rail against fate.
I've made my peace.
So's Jack.
Okay.
We just rescued Jack just a bit ago. Hogs. There's a lot of hogs around here. Anyway, yeah. So like I said, I very highly recommend that that lecture I had on Plato on tyranny, on the decline of the just soul. Yeah, John, Shady Bell. Yeah, we just got Jack back from Angelo Bronte. That was a good time.
This is Rhodes.
Quite disturbing, but
I'm ready. I hope they make it
a
quick.
good thing we got him back. But yeah, we're actually talking about how somebody gets to the point where somebody like Angelo Bronte can be that depraved as to go after children the way he does. And that is very much the. It's very common when very, very powerful people have the kind of power that they do. They can target children like this because they can, right? Because they get to the point where they can do anything, and so they'll do something horrifying, something that they never would have thought they would have wanted to do
There's your
ever before.
cell. You're lucky it's not a grave.
I was out in the bayou. Wasn't hurting no one.
Maybe you weren't, but those partners of yours were a rough bunch.
Go to hell.
Yeah, that's a fair point. He clearly is still running with a gang of ruffians. Still, maybe he was trying to turn things around like John winds up doing, but who knows? Well, all right.
That's the price for Johnson.
I didn't take it, someone else would have.
That's true too, I suppose.
Tell yourself that, bounty hunter. You ain't whiter than white. I hope your past catches up with you. We all deserve second chances, every one of us.
You ran, and you kept
Yeah.
running. Don't twist this any other way. Should be another poster going up soon. Roads means to clean up its environs.
Kevin says, now we only have 25 minutes left to go ahead and resolve the free will and determinism debate in a concise and definitive way. Yeah, okay, that's reasonable. That's a reasonable goal. That's certainly something that we can do. Should we do the Mary thing? Nah, it's a long one because it's got the what's it called? There is the show to go to there. We'll probably start with that next time. Wasn't there something in Strawberry? No, maybe not. Wallace? There was something up ways, northwards left to do. John, I think you'd be used to the big words, but with being around such well-read folks like Arthur and maybe Arthur, more so Dutch. Dutch is the thinking man. Just swear there was something. Oh, geez, this is more Angela Bronte stuff. So let's you know what? Let's just go out hunting, like I keep saying we're gonna do. Let's go up north here this ways and do some hunting. This way's north. I keep saying we're gonna go out and do some hunting, and then I never really do it. So here we go. Let's go for it. Maybe a buffalo or something. Yeah, I mean the guy has a point, and he really does. He really does speak to one of the major themes of this game as a whole, which is redemption, right? The possibility of redemption. Arthur is at a little bit at this point, but more so as we go, really trying to turn things around and right the wrongs he did. Right? And then John, we get John here even more so, right? Who really just ultimately wants to turn things around and live with his family.
Whoa. Ooh, easy.
It's a 2-star, but that's fine. Really? That's better. Oh, well, thanks for subscribing, John. I do try and make most of my content be educational in some way, even these kind of casual streams. My more typical videos are basically a poor man's version of a university education, at least a philosophical education. So feel free to get some book learning under your belt that way. I believe you, sir.
Yep. Criminal in back. Keep clear of the wagon. You! Please! Put him down! That's it! You must you asked for it.
All right, back up. I was trying to just do that while the wagon was moving, so we didn't have to deal with the jailers. Anyway. Yes, I did miss entirely. That was my bad. And I was trying very hard to just shoot the lock and let him be on his way and not have to deal with any of the lawmen there, but whatever. I apparently can't do that. I'm not quite skilled enough.
Hey there,
Shame. Anyway, let's keep heading north and do a little more hunting. Yeah, I do certainly think that actually let's hunt for some boar, because I can use some of that fat for explosive rounds. Love explosive rounds. I certainly would say that the Republic has a lot to say about this, right? Plato and the Republic has a lot to say about this sort of thing. And like I said, I tend to read the Republic as a text on moral psychology, not so much a text on politics. Most people read the Republic as a political text, and I think that's really a mistake. I don't think that the Republic is primarily about politics, even though it talks about politics. All the political stuff is mostly an allegory. Yeah, apparently instead of hunting buffalo, we hunt slavers. Yeah, legit. I dig it. It's pretty good. Yeah, I think most of the political stuff in the Republic is allegorical, right? The main point of the Republic is about what is a just person. Right? That's the question they ask in the first book, and that's the main theme that carries through the whole thing. The political stuff, right? Actually asking what is a just society or a just city look like. All of that is just an analogy to try and figure out what a just person is like. Oh, hey, a dead boar. That's convenient. Can't skin it, though.
Come on, girl.
It's fine, I guess. But yeah, if you can determine what a just person is like, then you've succeeded, right? That's the point. That's the entire point of the book. I need a varmint rifle, though. Muskrat. All right, cool. Yeah, I really do think that. Now, this is a kind of controversial point, but it is one of the mainstream views of the book. My view on the Republic comes primarily from the philosopher C.D.C. Reeve, who is a well-known translator and commentator on Plato. Plato's his main area of focus. He wrote a book on this subject called The Philosopher Kings. Is it Philosopher Kings or The Philosopher Kings? I forget if there's an article on there. But that is really... Oh, darn it. Missed a shot. We're in the pelt. Oh well. That's the book in which he really makes this point, that the whole point of the Republic is to make this allegorical point about the human soul and what makes a just person rather than what makes a just city. The whole thing about the city is an allegory, right? That's just a way of analyzing the person. That is a big word, John. Larger than I can pronounce. So you got me there. Yeah. I will say though, like, I actually wrote a piece a long time ago. I think this was in undergrad. That it's actually kind of difficult to reconcile this view with some of the weirder parts of the Republic, right? How do you make sense of some of the really nitty-gritty little politics parts of the Republic if the whole thing is just supposed to be an allegory? My argument really would just come down to that, yeah, the whole thing is an allegory. Oh, darn. But just because the whole thing is an allegory, there are parts of it which are just there to... I mean, the kind of cop-out answer is that there are parts of it there that are just to fill out the political analogy and make it seem, make it more realistic and more palatable, right? My answer, though, would be a little more sophisticated than that and actually try and figure out what all of the little things actually mean. Things like, if you look at, well, what are the parts of the city, right? He talks about the Philosopher Kings. That's kind of the most well-known part, the guardians of the Philosopher Kings. Since they represent reason in the mind... Right? Individual guardians or philosopher kings represent ideas. Right? Represent ideas about the forms. Excuse me. And because we have these ideas about the forms, what this can mean is that anything where they talk about conflicts between the guardians, or the guardians working out difficult issues, we can allegorize that as sorting through ideas, that sort of thing.
Hey, mister.
Yeah, WizKid, Mind Palace.
Oh, hey,
to an
friend.
extent, yeah.
You boys don't
very
look
similar.
so fresh.
We ate.
I think we're
Conceptually
dying,
similar, at
friend.
least.
We ate some bad mushrooms.
Bad business, sure. It's been real tough, partner. So it seems. I hate to ask, but we need some medicine. Kind
It's
of
black and white. Remember them?
Medicine? Yeah,
Yes.
look at us. Look at me.
Nice ex-cons.
And he's worse than he looks.
Oh.
And he looks like shit. He ain't gonna last 3 days.
Oh, that was rude.
And me, I ain't well. Not at all. Not at all. I'm begging you, partner. Why? I told you you'd help us. I told you, did I?
You did. You told me. You told me a lot of things.
We're gonna be all right, buddy.
Are we?
Well, physically. Drink this.
I'll give it to Black first.
No. Give it to Whitey.
No.
Drink this and shut
Take it.
up. Thank you.
Oh, that's good stuff. Ooh.
But listen, I reckon you boys should get on out of here. Maybe split up. Head up north or overseas. They don't like groups of men. I know.
I hear you, boss. It's time.
I don't think that was a euphemism, but I don't know, it could be.
I mean, I can't wait to be with you. Embarrassing.
Embarrassing?
Yeah, you're an
Who's that?
embarrassment.
Well, be embarrassed no more. Get back to where folks like you, and I'll go where they like me.
I shall.
Shut up, will you?
With pleasure.
I love their stupid bickering. Yeah. Anyway, those two are some of my favorite recurring side characters here. Wacky little event characters, you know.
Slow it up.
Got one. Oh wait, is it a fossil? Dinosaur bones, nice. I barely ever notice these, so great, got one. One of 30? Oh my gosh, okay, well, alright, let's keep moving then. Wow, I didn't realize there were 30 of those. That was a long, drawn-out side quest, didn't it? That's an eagle. Oh, not that one. Maybe this one. That eagle go? Come on, I'm on it. What? Calm down. I'm hunting. Very near people. Yeah, don't worry, WizKid. They don't bring up. They actually eventually, if I recall, they actually get a treehouse together. Trying to avoid the law up somewhere way up north somewhere. Great. It's just nice, you know. Oh yeah, horse bonding maximum. That means you can actually go and train a different horse too. Awesome. Very cool.
Hi there, mister.
Anyway. Yeah, I do think Plato's Republic is one of my favorite books of philosophy, and it is it is on my list of. I mean, it makes up a large part of my list. I would even say of my lectures I need to record, because I have done quite a few lectures on the Republic because I've taught a class on it for quite a few years. And I really want to fill in the blanks of that so I can basically have it as a fully developed online class on YouTube, as its own separate, playlist, that sort of thing. WizKid says, honestly, I can't believe the collectathon style gameplay doesn't really work in an open world setting. I mean, I think it does if you're willing to commit the time to it. That's the thing. Like, on a stream, it would get boring as all hell. So I couldn't really do it, like, live with you guys here. It would bore everyone to tears unless I'm... Well, I mean, maybe. I could just do a session where I'm pretty much just doing that, so I can do a lot of talking over it. Talking and maybe encountering random events, that sort of thing. That might be reasonable. I might do that at some point. Late in the game, probably. Or maybe in the epilogue, do a lot of collection stuff. Ooh, Dreamcatcher's very nice. There's a collectathon for Dreamcatchers? I did not realize that.
Yep.
Okay, that's good to know, I guess. Keep an eye out for those, I suppose. Oh, really? I needed arrows for that, didn't I? Oh well, that's fine. Should have checked that before I shot it. I'm not. There's one. All right. Ooh, that was quite a thud.
Of course.
Is whoever that is okay? A duck. WizKid says it depends. I think for someone like Markiplier or something, yeah, it would be boring, but as long as we have something else to focus on, it shouldn't really matter. And yes, I'm aware that I was embarrassing myself by missing a bunch of ducks. It happens, okay? Where did this donkey's guide go? That's very strange. What happened? Did it just, like, wander off? I'm rather confused.
Hey, partner.
Hey.
I'm gonna do it again. Oh, darn it. I hit one. It's gonna go down, don't worry. Is it? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just gonna keep on flying. It's kind of awful. Yes, sir. No, it's actually animal blood, as it happens. I think I just clipped it. That's ridiculous. What is that? A horse? Okay, not gonna shoot the horse. Now, let's see what this camp is while we're here. Wait long enough near dead things, you can pick off the carcass chickens. Oh yeah, that's right. That's a decent idea.
Hey, stay away from my camp.
Don't mind me.
Right, I'm just gonna keep on moving.
Easy, whoa.
You thought twice, huh?
Now, that was overkill. But I got it. Oh man, I want the little Tweety birds. Here. Where'd it go? That's a raven. Okay. More ducks. Alright, really?
Okay then, girl. Yeah. Yes, I assume he means vultures when he says carcass chickens, because that is
Is that like a meme name for that, or is that an actual intended, like, is that what some people call vultures for some reason? Is that a thing? Carcass chickens? I don't know. Anyway, any more philosophical questions y'all wanted to discuss? Because we have a few minutes left, and I can go a few minutes past midnight if y'all are up to it. But look at this. What is it about? And coffee. I have enough of that. Structure. Oil derrick. Oh yes, maggot pigeons. Those two. Yeah, same thing. Nice. Okay, so it is something of a meme name. As long as that is not that carcass chickens or maggot pigeons is not what some weird group of people from some weird part of the country that you happen to live in actually calls them, then I think that's fine. Die. Killed when the thing got crushed. Interesting. Mr. Varley, okay, hasn't been purchased by Cornwall. Basically, they're getting undercut, and it looks like Cornwall may have been involved in this thing's destruction. Alright, so let's check what this is all about, see if there's anything else to discover here. I think there's another dinosaur fossil here, maybe. It's down in the bottom of the pit. Yeah, dinosaur bone, look at that. Thought so. WizKid says, you know the power of memes. If an idea exits, there's bound to be some idiot out there who's absolutely smitten with it. Carcass chickens, I guess. Let's see if we can do this. It's bad idea time. You guys ready for a bad idea? Let's see if it works. Oh, really? No. That's a shame. Well, that's kind of working. Well, alright. Well, I guess we'll leave it at that, right? We'll allow this to burn itself out. We'll find our horse, who ran off, understandably, because I was shooting things with explosive shotgun shells. What in the world is that? Those are people on horses. Alright, I gotta go check that out before I wrap it, I guess. That's interesting. That is, I think, the bluff. Yes, a bad idea, far less destructive than communism. Yeah, that is rather anticlimactic. It's on fire, that's about all. Whatever. But yeah, I want to check that out. That is the bluff where Arthur was captured by the O'Driscolls. So let's see what these fellas on horseback up here are up to, because I feel like they're up to something. Unless they left. They seem to have left.
Easy.
Interesting. Huh. Yeah, it's right here. Okay, never mind. Oh, well, I guess they left when I was on my way up here. I could have just shot them, but I don't know who they were, and I didn't want to just, randomly shoot somebody's head off. That doesn't seem right. Anyway, I think Marston headed out. I think, unless he might still be here. Yeah, that would be that'd be a little disturbing. Go and find yourself holding a sniper rifle and watching over yourself. Nice and creepy. I would not put it past this game. This game has some really nice and really creepy semi-supernatural elements to it. Ooh, okay, let's not fall off the edge. All right, so I guess that's all the time we got tonight. Good night, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. I'm glad that Red Dead is working properly now, and all of my equipment is working for me instead of against me. That is fantastic. Thank you all for your support. Couldn't do it without you. Join us again next week. We're going back to Mass Effect 2 on Wednesday and Red Dead on Thursday. Keep in mind, whichever one we wind up finishing first, because both of these series are going to be incredibly long, unbelievably long. A couple of next things on the docket. I've been considering the KOTOR 2, Knights of the Old Republic 2. I've also been considering the Dragon Age series. So on as far as our next things to play, so that might be good. Yeah, I'm very glad that the stream has been going smooth. This is oddly satisfying. You guys actually being able to see what the hell I'm doing. It's great. In any case, thank you all for joining me. I hopefully will see you all next week. Possibly keep an eye out for another video or two. We will see what's coming in terms of both recording and editing. I have a few things on the docket, but things are moving a little slowly. I've been trying to get equipment all set first. So anyway, we will see. We'll see how things are going for that. And otherwise, I will see everybody next week. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.